Hello guys, welcome to the show. Today we're starting a new project, as you can probably guess by the description and the name of the video. We're working on another M111 swapped car, and again we're doing the standalone system on it. I need to assemble the shifter, the prop shaft. I need to make exhaust system for the car, same as a downpipe and stuff. We need to make the coolant side of the car, and obviously the intercooler piping and whatever else small things that we need to do. The car is very nice. You may have seen it on Instagram. It's a very nice build. The whole car was acid dipped and then primed. It's not yet painted. The engine bay has been painted a little bit here and there, most of it. But he said, don't worry, if you scratch it, I'll fix it. It has had very nice interior work done to it. Like the dash is done, the seats are done, door cards. You're not going to be able to see this in my videos, but if you follow the guy on Instagram, I'll leave his Instagram link and tag in the description of the video. If you go there, you can see just the craftsmanship that is being put into this vehicle. It's amazing. I'm going to show you the dash and the central console because that's what it's in the car right now. But it's amazing. It's very nice. I'm thinking I might do something similar to Goldie, my 2.6. But yeah, let me show you around the car and let's dig in straight away. I have the shifter kit from Andy and Cooler Works that we need to assemble and put in the vehicle, and see how that feels. But it's gonna be okay. So 190 has had the brakes already done, the upgrade. As I said, it's all on primer. The door shuts and the engine bay being painted, so we need to be careful with these ones. I don't think there's been any bodywork done to the actual rest of the car other than being put on primer or base. I think that's primer. He's cleaned up the wiring loom a little bit. You can see he's put some of the stuff on the outside. It's gonna be a show car, but also a performing show car. So George is gonna do some practice welds before he starts welding on. We want these things to look amazing. From what I can see, I need to do the turbo drain and the turbo feed. I need to do the alternator wiring. Obviously the whole wiring for the engine will need to be done. I need to pop an extra sensor in the thermostat housing. And we need to make an intake. So we'll see how that goes. I've never done an intake before. I have a couple ideas, and we'll see which one is going to work and how is it going to be. We need to top up this, the customer said that's not been filled on yet. We have a battery, which is very good. That's where the project should start at. Brake lines being fed through the back. The ABS has been deleted, but we do have the sensors over here, so we can tap into our ECU. The dash is one of Andy's projects. It's right over here. Oop. Oh, all right, where is it? So it's a W126 dash. It's pretty cool. It's had the LED backlights, the chrome bezels installed, and obviously this has been put into it. It's pretty nice, pretty sick unit. I should put this to the side, and yeah, look at this thing, all stitched up, reupholstered everything. It's pretty nice. It has a cup holder. My job today is I need to make that hole bigger down there. Oh, by the way, the inside of the car is all painted up. This is, I guess, the color that is going to be. So the top of the dash is suede. I don't know. I think that's what you call it. The bottom of the dash is all wrapped in leather. It's very nice. Like, like, it's amazing. Central console is done, as I said. But yeah, if you want to see more of this project, the link of his Instagram and the company that did all the upholstery work and stuff like that is gonna be in the description of this video, so click it. Go and show some love to the people that made this happen. But it's pretty cool, yeah. And I'm thinking maybe one day we can do something similar to Goldie, because I think I might be keeping the gold one. It's another 2.6, you know, I love my 2.6s. Yeah, interesting slop in the steering. I don't know if you can hear it, so maybe I need to have a look into that. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So this is Coolerworks shifter plus Andy's specialty. So he's made a nice beautiful rod for the 6-speed gearbox in there. He's made an adapter plate, so the shifter actually works with the 190E. So I guess you bought this down there, and then that spaces everything upwards. We have the knob on it. Andy's put some Loctite in there, which is nice, hardware, and yeah, everything should just bolt in as soon as we obviously drill the bigger hole, so this rod can pass through. This is very nice because it has the lockout, you know, so you don't break reverse gear how I did on mine. Yep, something fell. That's for here, I guess. And also the customer, I believe, has had this done to it, which is quite nice. The seats are Recaro, so he's done the shifter boot as well, which is very snazzy looking thing. But yeah, you pull up and then you can access reverse gear. But yeah, let's dig into this. Let's make a hole in the car and assemble this, put it in there, then jack up the car and have a look what is going underneath and what we need to do there. You can't see very well down here, but I have basically cut the hole, mounted the shifter, just need to screw it in place, and yeah, I'm gonna slide it all the way forward and boom. Hopefully leverage for all 6 gears, 7 in theory. So yeah, let's go under the car and hook this up. This thing is licked out even underneath, which is quite nice. There's no rust and stuff falling in your eyes. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. Oh wow, it's even painted. It's not just generic black or anything like that. Uh-oh. Well, that is gonna be a problem. Yep, that is gonna be a huge problem. Unfortunately, the guys, when they put the engine in with the gearbox, they didn't take the other stuff out. How do you call it? The other shifter linkage assembly. So that's all inside the car right now, which means we need to remove that in order to put it in, the new stuff. So that is fail straight away. The whole gearbox needs to come out. Alright guys, after I found yesterday out that I need to take the gearbox out for me to take the original shifter linkage off, for me to bolt in the new shifter linkage. I have switched lanes a little bit, and today we're doing wiring. Well, I'm doing wiring. You're gonna probably see like 1/10 of it. Let me show you what we're gonna be doing with this car. This is more of a show car, but also I wanted to try and simplify things for the owner. And we're going with super short wiring loom. This is gonna be the rest. That's the wiring loom. The rest is gonna be Wi-Fi. No. So this is the part of the wiring loom that is gonna go inside the car. This is the part of the wiring loom that is gonna go through the firewall over there, that bottom hole. And this is the engine side. This is our O2 sensor, and this is gonna go to some relays, grounds and battery and whatnot. Right now we're trying new style connectors. Well, they're not new, they've been around for ages. It's just probably the first time George is using them. These are Deutsch. There they are. This is around Deutsch HD P20 14-way connector. So as you can see, it has only 14 holes, 13 of which we're going to be filling. And I have made a diagram, like a pinout of basically what we're going to be using. And in the notebook, next to every single one, I'm going to be putting the pin connector. So when I go to build the other side of the loom, I know what I'm building. So this will be super easy, super simple, super neat. It's going to look very, very professional, hopefully, when we're done with this. But yeah, that puppy is going to sit right there. We're going to have a heat shrink to cover this and make this 100% waterproof. Although it has the water seal over here, I'm going to try and make this all waterproof. I am printing at the moment some caps that will kind of cover this area as well. So no water is going inside the ECU and around the wires and everything like that. As I said, this is more of a show car and a daily build. So you know how show cars are, they get washed all the time. So, you know, we're gonna try and make this super nice, super quick and easy. Also, I'm building an intake for this car, which means that I can route the intake, the wires, the fuel lines, everything. I can route the way I want it, not around the stock intake or something like that. So I've decided I'm gonna use this hole over here, which was originally for the speedo cable. We're gonna make that a little bit bigger and fit the other connector, which is here, this big guy. So that is gonna sit right there under the intake manifold. One plug, you rotate it and everything is disconnected. That is the rest of the wires. We've got a lot of these weather suit boots, which we're going to be putting on all the connectors. So basically everything is closed. You already know we have a printer that I print the labels for every single wire once we, you know, finish up most of the engine bay. But yeah, let's crack on with this. That should be fun and new experience for me. I think that is gonna simplify the routing process of the whole wiring loom. Little update where I'm at with the wiring loom. Basically I'm test fitting and I like what I'm seeing very much. Let me show you. So ECU is mounted in its place. It's close to the factory location. To remove the plugs you need to unscrew it. Basically I'm trying to squeeze a lot of stuff together now in this little compartment, because there's a battery that sits right over here. So I'm trying to squeeze everything in one place. But this is the connector that will go inside. I'll drill a hole over there. That comes right under the glove box. And the other one is over here, where would have been the original speedo cable. We'll make that hole bigger. And this side for the engine that controls the engine can pretty much screw in there. This is our O2 sensor and the feed wire for it. I'm gonna send that right next to the booster, so when the sensor goes over the firewall, it just connects there. And this is where our relays and grounds are. I have got a relay box and a fuse holder that are coming tomorrow, I hope. And then I'm gonna remove this little thing that used to hold the fuel pump relay. I'm not gonna need that anymore. And I'm planning on putting a relay holder over here with a fuse box down here, or vice versa. Okay, 1 weekend later, and we have some more stuff done up. The exhaust is here, so let's start making a downpipe, because after we make the downpipe, we need to put the car on the ramp, take the gearbox out, take the gear, shifter, linkages and all that stuff, put the new stuff from Andy, and basically assemble it back together. A set of lights on the tent have stopped working, so we're just using these ones for the moment. So it might be a little bit dark, but cinematic footage, you know? Alright, so this is it for today. You're going to catch me tomorrow putting a V-band, O2 sensor bung, and continuing basically the bottom part of the exhaust, because that needs to be done as well. We need to take the gearbox out, sort out the gear linkage thing, put the gearbox back together with the exhaust, and then wait for the parts for the intake to arrive. Once they arrive, then we can finish up the wiring loom. So the bulkhead parts are all done. We just need to build the actual loom inside the engine bay and inside the car, which is going to be pretty much the harder part of the wiring loom, but I like wiring looms. I don't mind sitting there and just plugging wires and whatever, heat shrink and whatnot. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, 5 minutes later, went way better than I was hoping, well, I was planning to. So we have AN6 to Bob fitting, with a straight AN6 of course. That goes through here. It uses the original rubbers. I've just chopped them down a little bit so it fits snug in there, it's not sagging. The fuel box out here still fits perfectly fine. We're using a 90-degree to AN6 to M12 by 1.5. That's the adapter on the fuel filter. That goes down here, makes a loop-de-loop, goes all the way down. I think this was like that, or I'm missing something, I'm not sure, but I've put it like this until I find a better clip. And then we continue here. The feed line is attached like it used to be before, and the return line, I'm going to lower the car down and attach it, but I'm still going to put a zip tie over here next to this one just in case, so they're together. And yeah, it's looking very, very nice. Now we need to take the gearbox down, but first I'm going to do the return. I'm going to do the return between the fuel rail and the fuel regulator, just so the fuel lines are all done and they're waiting for the intake to be built. I can do this because obviously the flange and the actual fuel line, fuel injectors and the fuel rail, they're in the position that they need to be, so that really doesn't bother me that the rest of the manifold is not built. But yeah, it's looking very good. Let me show you what I have planned for the fuel rail and for the fuel rail lines. All right, and there's our fuel lines up the top done. As I said, 180, that's going to be zip tied over here on the fuel rail nicely, and then going again to our 180 over there. And I think it looks pretty nice. And imagine the intake manifold coming and swooping around. You'll hide most of this. Yeah, I like it. Well, the box is down. Looks like new clutch, new flywheel. Sick. That's pretty good. Yeah, trigger wheel at the back, amazing. Right, the whole reason we're taking this box down is right over here. So if you have a look, there's a pin, a spread pin, and that needs to be hammered out. You don't really have space up there, you know, for much activities. So I'm gonna get a punch this out, put the new one in, and put the box back. Wasn't too bad really, just a couple bolts. Most of them were loose. Oops. Okay, I think I got the right size. Yep. Oh, this one is a bit stubborn. Last thing I want is drop the box on the ground. There you go, started moving this little bugger. Boom, and it's out. Boom, perfect. Can we? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, it is tight now. Good enough. I need a long screwdriver. Alright, so the shifter is in place. Don't know how much you can see up there, but the rod's in place. I had to extend the bolt a little bit because it was a bit shorter. I'm happy with the adjustment, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock this in place and also put the counter pin in it. And yeah, the shifter side is done. We're waiting for the prop, and then our drivetrain is gonna be ready. Now I'm gonna start messing up with the intercooler at the front, make the tabs, and then we're gonna roll the car off the ramp and put it in mine and start making the intake. So yeah, let's see how the intercooler is gonna fit now. And that's how our intercooler is gonna sit. I know it looks off center, but it is in the middle. It's the radiator that is off center. And my customer has put this American style 2.6 bar, or the causal bar, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've grounded, I've cleaned up and made like a fish mount that I'm gonna weld at the bottom with the TIG now, and then I'll take the intercooler off and weld it from the top as well. And yeah, that's the intercooler mounting, at least the top side. Alright guys, I haven't really filmed too much of making this because my lights are off and I can't really get them to work, but that is how our intake is gonna look. And I am thinking this is pretty much amazing, isn't it? I like it a lot. Throttle body is gonna sit right here with a 90-degree silicone coupler going down. But yeah, I think this is gonna be amazing. I just need to make the covers at the top and at the bottom and fully weld it. I've welded the inside of the tubes. I'm gonna weld the outside here as well. Obviously weld the top, the bottom. That is already welded for sturdiness. Some of this is welded for sturdiness as well. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm seeing what I'm making. I'm liking what I'm making. I don't know about you guys. And honestly, the rears are about a centimeter shorter. I don't know why on camera it looks like they're equal, but the rears are about a centimeter shorter. So hopefully that helps with the whole chamber thing. But yeah, we'll see how it works. Hello guys, it's been a couple of good days since you saw me doing the exhaust on this. But let me show you. I have done the intake manifold, and I'm mapping out basically the intercooler piping. I think the intake manifold came out pretty good. I'm gonna make a second one and post it on here, guys, so you know how it's made. This one was just a test one to see if we can make it, if it can look presentable, and I didn't want to just feed false information or, you know, empty hopes for making a manifold until I actually can make it. So let's have a look. Well, there it is. Nice solid manifold. Basically what I did, I used a 90, the inner side of it, a 90, the outside of it, 3mm or 4mm thick aluminium piping at the top and at the bottom, the same as the plate. runners, everything. It's kind of all the same material. This came from RM shop from Germany, a weld-on adapter for the throttle body with the O-ring. So it's pretty nice, and it's exactly the perfect size. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. We're gonna test it on the dyno, see how it does. But I'm pretty pumped about this. The only thing left to do now is clean up the welds a little bit, clean up the whole manifold, and spray in black. Cooler, it's all mounted, as you saw. I made a couple quick mounting points for it, and some of the intercooler piping that came with the intercooler itself can be used. So I'm using a 90, well, quite funky 90 degree going up. There's going to be a bit of a bend coming straight to the throttle body, and I've ordered 3 inch to 2.5 inch silicone connector for here. There's a straight one down there. Same on that side, a straight connect over here with a 90. Actually no, there's it's a 90 degree connector over there already. Then we have that pipe, and this pipe is gonna fit in there just like that, and we're gonna add a little bit of a pipe to the top so we can get it connected to a turbo, and our intercooler piping is done basically. So let's start welding all these together. I have marked them already, where needs to go. This will be there, and let me pull that other pipe out of here, and then after we weld them, I'm gonna try and make pliers to make the bead just on the end of the hose, so the silicone connector doesn't slip off, which is gonna be cool. If I can make that too, that would be quite nice and handy. I don't have to weld, let's say, this to the end of the pipes just to make it, you know, have a bead on it, or me having to actually weld a bead around the edge of the piping just to, you know, secure the silicone connector. But let's get cracking. We have a lot of welding and work to do today, so if we can make the whole intercooler piping today, we're almost ready to actually fire it up. Obviously I haven't made the rest of the wiring loom, but that's about a day's of work anyway. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, well, by the end of next week, the car is going to be completely ready. Today is Friday. Today's Friday the 18th, and I'm hoping the car to be ready by 25th. So we have a week to make the wiring loom. Obviously the intercooler piping is going to be hopefully done today. The silicone connectors are arriving today for it. And yeah, we have a week to do all the small niggly bits that are with every build, and we should be good to go. good morning from sunny and cold Sunday. This fella is here, so you know what that means. I might have forgotten to film some stuff, but basically the purple car is ready to go. He's coming to pick it up. In total 28 days, just under a month to complete the whole build. And let me show you, because I have done so much stuff off camera, because if I was filming I couldn't meet my deadline, and deadline is today. So we made it, we did it. The car starts and runs pretty well, as I'm gonna show you right now, just after I uncover it, because it doesn't have any windows or anything on it. But yeah, have a look. So dual exit exhaust at the back. This was quite tricky to make. The dash is back in, and if I reach over, she's stone cold, by the way, like absolutely cold, just starting it up. Yeah, intake manifold, check. Intercooler piping, check. All the plumbing for it's done. Basically, it's all done. Sick. The sensor is not plugged in, that's why it's showing that.